Hello students, welcome back to the online classes. So in the previous video online class we were discussing about dual nature of radiation and matter. It is chapter number 11. So we started and initially like different types of electron emissions like thermionic emission, field emission, photoelectric emission we have discussed. And thereafter what is photoelectric emission also we have discussed, and later on like who discovered, that means Heinrich Hertz discovered, and his experiment also we have discussed, like when he came to know that there is something called photoelectric effect exists. Okay, yeah, like in between two metal surfaces when he tried generating some spark with the high potential, because of the incident radiation like ultraviolet light, there will be some more arc which is or enhancement in the arc has been observed. So that was the reason for which the discovery of the phenomenon called photoelectric effect has been established or been developed. And later on his assistants, that means assistants in the sense associates, okay, like that, scientists like Halbach and Rinald, they have done an experiment which included a systematic study of the photoelectric effect, which is in evacuated tube. And of course the experimental setup we have discussed yesterday. They have taken zinc as a standard prototype for the emission of electrons. They have set up along with some power source, so that when there is a electron emission takes place, there will be current which is shown in the micrometer. So that's how it is being done. And experimental setup as well as explanation also we have discussed. Later on, one of the very important thing like observation of what are the photoelectric effect observation, or what are the laws of photoelectric effect. If the question was asked like that, means it is said that it's regarding the photoelectric effect experiment. So what are those? So initially it is found that photoelectric effect is instantaneous process. Okay. There exists a minimum frequency below which, that means there exists a minimum frequency of incident radiation below which what no emission, photo emission takes place, and that is called threshold frequency, like that. And later on, third one, something like what happens. So when what is that, the electrons which is being liberated or which is being ejected by the metal surface, its kinetic energy, right? Yes, kinetic energy increases with increase in what? Frequency of incident radiation. And thereafter the photoelectric current, that means using that micrometer is there, right? Yes, current meter, that increases linearly with what? With the intensity of incident light. So these are the main topics. And thereafter last at the end we discussed about what is that, the threshold current, correct, in the sense with the intensities goes on increasing, finally it reaches one particular threshold, what is that, current, in the sense photoelectric current. So it's a limit actually, correct. So that is what the last fifth point was all about. So today what we are going to do is we'll discuss about some of the things already we have discussed. Along with that, something I already told you people, right? Suppose you want to completely turn off the photoelectric effect, means you have to reverse the battery connection using the commutator. Commutator means the connection which was there for the changing of, okay, polarity of the plates, correct, anode cathode. You might be remembering, like in the previous video we have discussed. So there's some negative potential which is to be applied so that the photoelectric emission will be completely stopped, though there is incident radiation is there, by just reversing it. So let us see how it is possible, and later on let us discuss about the definition of that. Okay, yes. So let us go for it. That is points like threshold frequency. Threshold frequency. So I said threshold current, it's nothing but the saturation current, okay, that is nothing but is directly proportional to the intensity. That's what the fifth point is all about. Threshold frequency means, of course, you know, right, the minimum frequency below which there is no emission takes place. So yesterday we have discussed in the second point threshold frequency. So what is this threshold frequency. Let us see. Okay. So the minimum frequency below which no photo emission takes place. Correct? Threshold frequency. Okay. And what is a representation of this threshold frequency? Let us see. Frequency means usually small letter f, and when we discuss about radiation or light, something like a wave, we usually take nu, correct? It looks like V, but like this, correct? So nu naught. So nu naught represent what? Threshold frequency. Just nu represents what? Just frequency. So in dual nature of radiation and matter, nu naught has got its own meaning. This is a representation of threshold frequency. What is threshold frequency? The minimum frequency below which no photoelectric emission takes place, or photo emission takes place, or minimum frequency of incident radiation below which, like that also you can explain in detail. Okay. Okay. You can add up that, so it becomes, because already the definition we have taken in the second point of the photo emission observation, but still let us take. So minimum frequency of incident radiation or light below which no photo emission takes place. So that is all about threshold frequency. Of course, yesterday we have discussed, and I told you people while explaining the experimental setup of the photoelectric effect, I told you people that so already the photoelectric emission has taken place. Whenever the light intensity increases, of course, photoelectric current also goes on increasing. So that's how the relation we have discussed in the observation. At the end, I told you people that suppose you want to stop this or reduce the photoelectric emission, reverse the polarity by using the commutator, correct? So commutator connection is changed means positive terminal will be connected to the cathode, negative terminal will be connected to the anode. Now what happens? The polarity has changed. Now photo emission will become difficult. So finally, when high potential is maintained at the photoemissive surface or zinc plate, what happens? No photo emission starts taking place, because the anode acts as cathode which try to repel. So of course no current will starts to flow through it. So hence photoelectric emission stops. So that is what called. So how much reverse potential, that means reverse voltage you have to apply, it depends on the metal surface, everything. Okay, like incident radiation, the frequency of the radiation, everything. So let us go for it. So what is this called is stopping potential. Okay. Stopping potential. So what is stopping potential? Suppose we want to stop the photo emission from the, that means in a photoelectric effect experiment, we have to reverse the polarity of the battery, so that there exists a minimum reverse voltage or negative voltage for which photoelectric emission completely stops. So that is what all about stopping potential. So let us go for stopping potential, the minimum negative potential. Okay, the minimum negative potential, the minimum negative potential given to, okay, given to the collector. Okay, collector plate means of course C. Okay, so the minimum negative potential given to the collector plate for the photoelectric current for the photoelectric current to become equal to 0, correct? For which the photoelectric current becomes, which one is collector plate here? Which one is collecting there in the experimental setup? Cathode is ejecting, anode is collecting. So which one is collector? Of course, anode plate is there, right? That is nothing but collector. Okay. So the minimum negative potential given to the collector plate, okay, you can add up that collector plate like this plate, so that it becomes more clear. If you just write collector, okay, fine. Who is that collector? Don't want. So collector plate for the photoelectric current become 0. Okay, for the photoelectric current to become okay, I will write like that. So slightly to become 0. Now it's fine. So this is called stopping potential. Okay, or it has got one more name, that is or cut off. In some books they will refer like this, okay, in some materials and all, cut off potential, like this. And this stopping potential has got its own symbol, capital V0. Okay, so representation of stopping potential is capital V0. Let us follow this one itself. Okay, fine. So next, let us go for, so threshold frequency we know, stopping potential we have discussed. So we know frequency and wavelength of lights are inversely proportional, correct? So if I start like understanding the radiation in terms of frequency, of course there is actually a inversely proportional relation between frequency as well as wavelength. So if we require minimum frequency below which no emission taking place, means suppose you define that in terms of wavelength, means what happens? Minimum what? Frequency, that means inversely proportional. Maximum wavelength, correct? Minimum frequency below which no emission, maximum wavelength above which no emission takes place. So that is actually a relation, correct? That's how easily we can define it. So let us go for the next one, that is threshold wavelength. Threshold wavelength. So what is threshold wavelength? Let us see. So threshold frequency means, of course, the definition is written here. So threshold wavelength means, of course, just reverse the definition of threshold frequency. Okay. So it is something like maximum wavelength of incident radiation above which no photo emission takes place. Okay. So it has got its own representation. Hope you can see this. If I write here, the representation is lambda naught. Okay, so lambda naught is a representation for which one? For the threshold wavelength. Okay, yes. So this is all about the important definitions we have to understand about the photoelectric concept or photoelectric effect concept. So we discussed about the experimental setup and what's there to understand. Basically, okay, we have discussed it, and regarding the what is threshold frequency, and later on what is the threshold wavelength, along with that stopping potential. These things we have discussed right now. Hope this is very clear for you people. Take down this very neatly, very clearly, along with the notations of them, because for numericals solving, these are very, very required and very, very important. Okay, done? Fine. So let me erase this. Let us go for the next thing, that is work function and its relation. Okay, with threshold frequency and threshold wavelength. Let us see what is that. So work function work function and it's related to threshold frequency as well as wavelength. So work function means definition, the minimum energy required by the electrons to come out of what? Metal surface. Correct? So the minimum energy required by the electrons, which is actually given by what? Radiation. That is what called work function. Correct? Yes, of course. So let us see. Okay. So work function definition. Okay. The minimum energy required by electron to escape from metal surface. Correct? Minimum energy required by the electron to escape from metal surface. Correct? And that equation is given by, or the notation is given by phi naught, and it's a minimum energy required. Correct? So what is the relation of energy and this frequency and this one? Actually, because of the modern science evolution there in this particular time of period. So Max Planck's theory, what he says that energy of radiation, light behaves as a particle, is given by E is equal to h nu. What is nu here? Nu means frequency of radiation. H means Planck's constant. So what is work function? Minimum energy. Correct? This is also energy. So what we can write? Phi naught equal to what? H. This is the minimum energy required. Correct? What is frequency? Minimum frequency means what? Of course, threshold frequency. Correct? Nu naught. Right? And what is the relation between frequency and wavelength? Frequency nu is equal to C by lambda. Correct? Yes. General relation. So phi naught equal to Hc by lambda naught. So these are the relation between work function and threshold frequency as well as threshold wavelength. theory equation. E is equal to h nu. Therefore, phi naught is equal to, is a minimum energy required. So what is the minimum frequency required? Threshold frequency. What is the maximum wavelength required? Lambda naught. So in examination, if it is asked what is work function, what is the relation between work function and threshold frequency or threshold wavelength? So dear students, look at here, the equation is ready and very simple to understand, I feel. Hope this is clear for you people. Okay? Yes. So this is all about work function in terms of what? Threshold frequency and what? Work function. Okay. Next. Continue. Next. Next. Relation between stopping potential and kinetic energy. Okay. Stopping potential and kinetic energy. So, what is the expression for kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is given by K is equal to half mv square. Correct? Stopping potential given by capital V naught. Okay. So now what happens? Okay. When the stopping potential is applied. Okay. So now in this case what happens is, imagine right now the photoelectric effect has just taken place in the experimental setup inside that evacuated chamber. Of course, collector is maintained in the positive terminal, positive potential, and emitter in the sense that zinc plate, cathode, is actually emitting, right? Emitter. And maintained at the negative potential. So right now the photo emission has taken place and current is actually increasing along with the intensity is going on. That means the photo emission has taken place and the electrons are actually moving with some kinetic energy. Now, this kinetic energy depends upon stopping potential. How? Because when you start reversing, what happens? There will be a experience of what? Repulsion from the collector plate itself. That means from the anode itself, correct? For the electrons. So they starts reducing with its what? Emission from the surface. So remember the relation between kinetic energy is equal to E into V naught. Okay. So in the place of what? Q, it is E. In the place of V, it is V naught. Okay. So you know that electric field is equal to force experienced by, like this, or F is equal to what? Q into E. Am I right? So some relation you have studied like this. And V is equal to E by R. So like this, by using these small concepts from the electrostatics and charge distribution concepts, something which is being adopted from that concept and it is being mentioned here. So kinetic energy is half mv square equal to E into V naught. So this is one of the way of writing the relation between stopping potential and kinetic energy, students. Okay, remember this formula, very important. Hope this is clear for you people. Okay, fine. That means whether it is just any type of energy, whether it is for any kind of energy which is there, which is emitted by what? By the electrons which are emitted. Of course, there is some condition. Remember here, max. That means maximum kinetic energy is equal to EV0. Okay. Now I think it's becoming clear for you people. That means when you apply maximum intensity of radiation with highest frequency, there will be continuous what? Photo emission, okay, which is taking place. Now if you want to reduce that, what is exactly opposite to that one now? Which is actually opposing the kinetic energy. One and only thing, that is reverse potential. So if you take reverse potential this side, it has to become 0. So that is why half mv square maximum is nothing but equal to E into V0. So remember, kinetic energy K max is equal to E into V0. Simple equation, correct? Yes. This is all about relation between kinetic energy and stopping potential.